Hi everybody and welcome to Nitrotech. I'm Neil and together we're going to take a quick look at the HSP King, Truggy and Beam Buggy. They're 18th scale, so they're really tiny, electric battery powered vehicles, and straight away we've got them here on the table. So we've got four here because there are basically two colours of body shell for each body type, and underneath the body shells the cars are identical. It's only the body mounting hardware that is different between the two variants, the Truggy and the Buggy. So let's have a look at inside the box. As you can see, the box is very brightly coloured with lots of models and stuff. It's quite an exciting package to get. I can imagine if you're going to give this as a gift to somebody, they'd be thrilled before they even open it up. But anyway, we're here to take a look at inside, so I'll just open the tab and take a look. So just as you open the box, the model itself is displayed, built, ready to go. I think it's just held in with a couple of cable ties, so I'll get those snipped off and we'll take it out of the box, and then I'll get all of the other items out of the packaging on the table so we can discuss them. So this is the contents of the packaging. We've already seen our vehicle. I've taken that out. Underneath that, packaged away, is a compact version of our popular 2.4 GHz steer wheel controller. We've also got a mains charger with a one-way plug, so when you connect it to the battery, you can't you connect it the wrong way around. So that's a really nice safety feature. And then we've got the manual instructions for the vehicle and some other little accessories here. The accessories are some ride height clips, which you should be able to see there. They can clip into the suspension here, either at the front or at the rear, depending on how firm you want the suspension setting. Now, as it comes from the factory, it's a little bit softer on the rear than the front, and that makes it easy to drive. Perhaps you can try these in both front and rear and just adapt it to how you like the vehicle to respond to your inputs, but obviously that's an optional thing for you there. Also included are two wing end plates. Now, they're not actually stuck onto the vehicle at this point, that's for you to do, and I've already done it with the red one here. So if you look at the end of the wing here, it's basically just been stuck on there, optional if you want to put them on, but I think they look really quite good and finish it off very, very well. So let's take the body shell off the Buggy and take a look underneath. Essentially with the Buggy, there are two clips here and a small screw here. Now ordinarily I'd probably just leave the small screw in, take the body clips out and be able to just lift up and access the plug and what have you, but for today, just to show you underneath, I'm just going to undo that screw and take the body shell off. As you can see, the body shell itself is worth looking at and commenting on because it's made from a one piece of formed plastic which is clear on the inside, and then it's been finished, painted. All the decoration that you see is on the inside with the exception of the beam sticker and the screen sticker here. So it's going to stay looking good for a long time. Now with the bodywork out of the way, it's easy to see exactly how this Buggy works. Now it's a very simple yet effective design. It's four-wheel drive with a central drive shaft, the pinion gear being at the rear but is shielded by this plastic cowl. We've got differentials that are at both ends of the vehicle, that's the rear and the front, so that really helps with the handling. And essentially we've got the battery pack down the left hand side and then the electronics down the right hand side. Now this is a 370 size motor which provides plenty of power and punch. Believe me, I've tested one of these yesterday and I was really surprised with the amount of power that produces, particularly in such a small and light vehicle. Makes it very lively, I can assure you. And then just in front of it we've got this combined unit which is the receiver, servo and the electronic speed controller. Now because it's so compact and because it's 2.4 GHz, there are no additional crystals to mess about with. There's no surplus of additional wiring. What you see here is the absolute minimum of wiring that you can get away with on an electric vehicle, and so it's really quite neat. Even down to the 2.4 GHz receiver aerial wire is very short, and it can remain within the bodywork of the car, so that doesn't spoil the look. I also like the fact that, moving it a bit closer, that the plugs, the battery plugs, you can't get it wrong. You can't connect it, the polarity, incorrectly. So that's going to make it bomb-proof, particularly for first-time users to RC, so you're not going to blow anything up by connecting it the wrong way. The battery packs themselves are very easy to remove. Literally 2 body clips, a strap which just pops off the body clips, and then the battery just lifts out of the way. I always recommend that you take the battery out for recharging, and the great thing is that they're so easy to get in and out that you could actually buy a couple of these to give you a huge amount of runtime. I have to say though that yesterday when I tried these vehicles out, I was going for about 15 minutes and there was still no sign in any fade from the battery, so it was absolutely fantastic runtime. And I think probably what helps with that is that because the vehicle's so small and lightweight, it doesn't demand huge amounts of power to give you a really lively performance. Now, the only difference between the Buggy and the Truggy is the body mounting hardware. You'll be able to see that the 2 body posts for the rear of the Buggy and the screw hole for the front is one difference, and the fact that you have these very short overhang bumpers on the Buggy. There is obviously a little part of the front bodywork for the Buggy that remains on the chassis there. The Truggy, however, if I get the Truggy, you'll see that the bumpers are that bit bigger to mirror the fact that it's actually a kind of a truck style. And also you have these body mounting towers. Now if you look very closely, they have a number of holes, and the only difference really between the Buggy and the Truggy is the fact that you'd be able to raise and lower the body shell if you wanted to do so. And that's essentially the only difference between the two. The thing I like most about the whole concept of these cars is the fact that it's very simple and easy for those newcomers to RC to get up and running. For example, the 2.4 GHz steer wheel radio here is very easy to use. You bind it to the car, there are no crystals to get embroiled with and no conflicting frequencies, particularly if you have a number of these cars running at the same time. Again, because it's 2.4, a very short aerial which is encased in the plastic here, there's no extendable aerial to get damaged. Even down to the accessing of the battery compartment, there are 4 AA batteries that go in the handle part of this radio. Makes it very simple and easy to use and get along with. Now, it's very easy to bind the radio to the car, and I'm just going to show you how I do it now. Essentially, I've just connected the large mains battery plug inside the car, and then you'll notice that we've got the on-off switch for the car. So I'm just going to slide that to the on position. Okay, now next to it there's another little button that says bind, and then above that there's a hole for an LED, and you might just be able to make those out, perhaps a little bit dark. But all you're going to do is use a body clip like this one, press the bind button gently, and then what will happen then is you'll get a flashing LED light. Once it's flashing there, just get your radio, switch it on, and you'll notice then straight away that that LED in the car goes red and it's bound. Now you only have to do this once, that's it. Every time you switch this car on now and the radio, they'll be bound together. So that's as simple as it's going to get. Now, just as we wrap things up here, and I head out for one last play with the... Now, just to wrap things up here, and before I head out to have one last blast of this great little Truggy, I just thought I'd make mention of 2 other products that we have available that would really complete this package off, and that's the AA batteries for the radio, the transmitter. We have packs of 4 AA rechargeable batteries and a very inexpensive battery charger, mains charger, and that would really be the only thing that I'd say really finishes off the package, because that way you can recharge your handset and also recharge the car and you'd never put your hand in your pocket again. So that's it. Thank you for watching the King, Truggy and the Beam Buggy from HSP. You can get yours as always from Nitrotech right here. Thanks for watching and I'll see you again soon.